What's up, everybody? You are listening to the best of the Media Mike Radio Show. I'm your host, the Media Mike Speaks, sponsored by New Justice Media, where we are the voice of the everyday citizen. All right, good people, the time is now 52 minutes past the hour here in the Lone Star State, so let's get to it. All right, people, look. A few of my subscribers have been getting on me about this thing with Michael Irvin. I don't really like to get into the celebrity thing here, you know. And as you know, Mr. Irvin is one of the great all-time wide receivers, formerly of the one and only Dallas Cowboys, you know, a.k.a. America's team, three-time Super Bowl champion. Now, during his heyday, he's had some, he had some problems, on and off the field, but that was then, hey, it is what it is. But since then, since 2009, he has worked at the NFL Network and has hosted a lot of Super Bowls. And he did miss a big one, a good one. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. At one time, they used to be the Dallas Cowboys. So, you have to go back and do your research on that, 1960s, So, anyway, Mr. Irvin, 56 years old, he was accused here of something. They don't say. And he is filing a defamation suit. Now, as you saw in the title, I'm going to give my thoughts here. I did see the video. It finally came out. But I do know why things were done, but I also, from my professional opinion, I'm going to weigh in on things that should not have been done. You see, and what should have been done also. So, he came back, from, he was in Arizona, he's getting ready to do the a week from the, NFL kickoff, preview. So he stopped in the lobby from coming in from, a night out, hey, he was, doing what he's doing, and he admitted he had a few drinks, but he went to his room. But as you all know the story, he didn't remember. And I think at that point, when he said he initially didn't remember, after, that's when I think, to me, they probably thought he was lying, you see, because they had already reviewed the tape. They had already did their investigation on the surface on that part, and then they went to confront him, and so he's woken up like, huh? I don't really remember. Look, he's 56 years old. Hey, he had a couple, maybe, it is what it is. But the thing is, this female employee at the Phoenix Hotel, I guess, accused him of some type of misconduct. And two witnesses have come forward since then. Yes. They said, look, we were there. And it was, it was a brief conversation, So now, here's the thing. I think, as I stated earlier, when he said he didn't remember, they took it upon as him covering up something. Don't get me wrong, smart answer until you get attorney, from a civil standpoint. But still, though, if it's like, oh, yeah, we spoke or whatever, but they took it on the fact that I'm thinking that he was trying to hide something, lying, of course, telling an untruth when we have it. And you say, remember, then he, gets his thoughts together and go, okay, yeah. So I did see the video where he was talking to a group of young ladies. They were sitting at a table, and there was some profound language I know that was used, the F-bomb, but he was just talking, and one particular young lady was laughing and giggling, and she was having a good time, but one young lady was not. And, I don't know what was her problem. So apparently, she's looking like, and I don't know for sure, but that could have been the one that could have been the culprit who made the complaint. But you see, what gets me is that, they rushed to remove him to another hotel, I guess, and decided the network, I do believe, jumped to conclusions and decided to take him off the air. And I think that is very damaging. I thought that was very damaging, and it is, in my professional opinion. And I don't blame him for suing. I'm pretty sure it's going to settle. I'm pretty sure it will. But he's in his right. Because the lawsuit he's filing claims that a hotel manager reported false information to the NFL, accusing him of improper behavior toward a hotel employee. Now, what that improper behavior was, we don't know, but I did see the video where he was just talking and, and just saying this and this, that, it was nothing, but it wasn't like the women were offended, but that one I saw who looked, I don't know what was her problem was. And as I stated, witnesses have come forward in his defense. But it is clear that he is a victim of cancel culture. Well, all it takes is an accusation to ruin a person's life. Here's the thing, good people, and what I want to get my thoughts on here. This has been running wild in America. I don't know about England or Europe. They had some things too, but when we begin to take the word of people without substantial proof, that's a problem. They say an investigation is done, but before you even do that, you are automatically trying someone in a court of public opinion saying they're guilty. That's a problem. Now, I'm not trying to throw shade at any particular gender, but we all know since the past, I guess, decade or more, women have been able to just say it, or even longer than that, and say something without any substantial proof, and the man is automatically found guilty. That is a serious problem. Now, we can say who's behind this is the, I don't know, the women's liberation movement. I don't know, but it's a problem. You see, because if this keeps going on and on, it's going to be like a powder keg. Because eventually, you keep filing a lot of these lawsuits, these suits, it begins to weigh on a lot of these corporations. And you see, it damages things going forward for the people or women who have an actual case. You see, the ones something did happen. And now, people may not want to believe them. That's what you have when you let this get out of control. When you don't say, well, stop, let's thoroughly investigate this. Because eventually you're going to have to, whereas men are going to keep their distance. They're not going to want to talk. Or they're going to have body cams on, cameras everywhere. And then when that happens, you can't complain. Women would not be able to complain about, well, why you got to have that? No, it's for protection. For you and I. You see? That's what it's going to come to. That's what it's about to come to. Men are going to keep their distance. Not going to speak. Keep moving. They're going to step way, way, way back. Talk to you arm's length. That's what's going to happen. And then the women are going to probably most likely get offended and say, well, no, you can't have it both ways. This is ridiculous. You saw what happened to Bill Cosby. You saw what happened to Johnny Depp. You saw what happened to numerous athletes who were falsely accused, white and black. Some have sued the university, things like that, because a person could just make up something because they're mad or offended. I could just say this. That's a problem. And if this keeps going, it's headed for destruction. From the workplace to universities, hotel lobbies, you name it. Because eventually, you keep poking the bear. You can't get mad if you get mauled. But I hope he comes out of this okay, which I'm pretty sure most likely he will. Everyone rushed to judgment here, which they shouldn't have done. Now, if you wanted to lay him off after that to find out what's going on, but still have him host the network, be a co-host of the network, on the network for the Super Bowl, fine. But you see, this came out real quick. Even before the Super Bowl, it came out that, hey, this is not, but they could not. This is my thing. Why didn't they bring it back on there? Why didn't they do that? But then again, he probably had already filed the lawsuit. But this is where we are. And if it doesn't stop, I just think it's not going to end well. I mean, human interaction is good for a lot of people. We're social beings. But when you start to affect one gender over the other, and one gender starts to ignore the other flat out, then what? Then it's time to what? Get in your feelings? No. So I just want to jump on here and give my 2 cents to my subscribers who are asking me about it. So yeah. So feel free to leave your thoughts and comments. Until next time, this is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker. Subscribe, share, and like to keep me rocking on the mic. Have a good night.